Today we speak about Kaizen, which is the second module of my course, Become a Spiritual Warrior Mentor, starting next February in 3 weekends. What does it mean? Kaizen is a Japanese word that means Kai is the word for change, and Zen is constant improvement for the good purpose, if we need to translate that in the long way. It has been then summarized, like all the Japanese words, like all the philosophical concept that needs to be translated into something that we can understand. It has been translated in a continuous improvement. But it's actually more than that. It's a change. And we know that when we mention the word change, the majority of us is scared about change, because there is the fear of the unknown, or the fact that we need to change something in order to something else to happen. But change will happen in an inevitable way. Change is part of life. Our body is changing, nature is changing, trees are changing, conditions, people, situations are constantly changing. But we have the fear of what we can't control with the mind. And nowadays, it's so popular to say, especially after COVID time, the fear of the unknown, of what the uncertainty, as if it was something new, as if it was something that we have only had in the last 4 years, instead of considering that actually has been with us forever. By the moment we were born, we start dying. We are a second closer to our moment of death, which means that we are in a constant process of aging and changing, and also inside ourselves, the journey of the soul, which is what is defined as spirituality, the journey of the soul, is the traveling time of our soul throughout life. So it's a constant change. We know that in order to approach the change, some people recommend to do the big step, to do it at all in once, and then things will align and follow up. But we are aware that when we have actually are in the position to make that big change is because before we have already been exposed to smaller changes, to smaller movements. Sometimes we may be aware of them, sometimes not. They happen around us. Of course, the most powerful way is to approach these small changes, this big change in small steps before, to cut it in pieces and do something smaller, so that then when we need to make the transition, when the big day comes, we don't even realize and we are actually ready. We might still be scared because we don't know what is behind the threshold, what is in the invisible side, but we are kind of more prepared to make that leap into the void, into the unknown. And the Kaizen is exactly speaking about this space for constant improvement, which has been so popular in the business world. I'm not surprised that it's one of the 12 pillars of the Toyota industry, of all the manufacturing industries, or the business in general have adopted this philosophy to the business purpose. We reach a project, we reach a goal, we do something, and after it has finished, the tendency of the people that have worked on the project would be just, let's take some time to have a breath, to relax and step back before embarking on a new project, while instead, of course, the business purpose would be, no, we finish one project, we start straight away a new one. So that's why they have embraced so much, despite, of course, of all the historical reason for which it was introduced in the West. of we have finished the project, let's immediately start another one. And that's, of course, it's the key of this ride into the productivity element. In our life, this element of little improvement has two elements included. One is a commitment that I make with myself and to life to do something every day. And then there is the element of the self-discipline, which means I have this big vision, these things, or just simply these things that I want to change in my life. It can be as simple as starting to go to the gym, something very simple. And of course, we procrastinate. It's a big decision because we know that then we start and then we stop and then we quit. The Kaizen approach would be start using the stairs every day, start doing something small every day. And without even realizing that, you will find yourself much closer to that big change that you don't even realize that then when it happens and when you decide actually to do that big change, it will be much easier. And this is the fundamental element of creating a net of habits without going into the boring elements of the repetition of being people that needs to have their own scheduled every day and doing their own things. But having a structure that can be as wide as you feel allows you to be able to reach things without feeling the pressure, the anxiety, and the fear of that little voice inside yourself that says, yes, I know that I have to change, but it's difficult, but I keep procrastinating, or I try, then I don't succeed, and then I immediately decide to quit everything, which is the tendency nowadays, to quit everything because it's too difficult. Instead of still keeping that element and that flame inside yourself and taking that big thing and cutting it into small pieces, like I don't have time to meditate. Well, do it on a bus. Do it when you are walking. This is a time that you are still need to use in your life that doesn't require you those 10 minutes to sit down, cross legs in the morning. Also because meditation has that beautiful element of being so flexible and adaptable to each element in each stage of your life. So take it to you if you don't feel that you are ready to make the time for that yet. Then, of course, once you start approaching and feeling the benefits, you will ask yourself, well, if I already felt so well for one day of doing this, imagine how I could be after 1 year of making that time for the meditation, if that is the case. So taking the Kaizen element into our life is one of the beautiful elements that we are going to work on the course of the Spiritual Warrior Mentor, to start doing an inner transformation without even realizing it. A big change, make it simple and at ease according to your own rhythm.